So here we have all the components that you'll need in order to make the simple bottom eight rig. First of all, obviously we've got our hook link, our scissors, our boilies or hook bait, the baiting needle, a hair stop, the hook of choice that we're going to use, some silicone sleeve, a quick change swivel, and the rig puller. So first things first, what we're going to do is tear off the hook link size that we actually want. So I've gone for a 14-inch overall. This normally, when you finish making the rig, goes down to about 9 to 10 inches. Standard length, pretty good to use over all different types of kind of sediment on the bottom. If it's clear, it's fine. If it's kind of silty, it's normally long enough, depending on the size of the lead you're using. So what we're going to do is grab the hook bait that we're going to use and slide it onto a baiting needle. Very simple, this rig. Anyone can really tie it, to be honest, that hasn't really tied rig before. It doesn't need to be too difficult, and it is effective, which is the most important. And you can be tying up rigs on the bank and it takes no time whatsoever. So what we're going to do is grab the hook link, double back and one of the edges, and then basically pinch it together and it forms a loop. And then what we want to do is, with the baiting needle, slide the baiting needle through one of the hoops and pull the other hoop that you've basically doubled over back through itself, and that will create your own first loop, which will be the hoop that you slide the bait actually onto the braid with. When you do tie a loop, sometimes, as you can see, obviously you get a little tag end. What you can do just to make it all neat and tidy is basically just trim it off, and you'll see obviously it's a lot shorter now, so you don't really see it. Cool, so what we're going to do is hook the baiting needle onto the loop, slide the bait down, and then with the baiting needle you can normally tap it down, or with your finger just push it down onto the boilie, and it will basically make the loop a bit bigger, so it's easier for you to get the bait stop in, like so, and then just pull the bait down onto the bait stop, and that's all the bait actually stuck onto the braid, nice and secure, so it's not going anywhere. It's good when you're tying up rigs, if you're using obviously the small kind of hook bait that I've got at the moment, I can actually judge exactly how long the hair needs to be. If you don't have the hook bait to hand, obviously it's a bit of kind of guesswork to see how long the hook and the hair obviously need to be. So like so, just grab the hook link and slide it through the back of the hook. I'm using a curved shank now, so you can use any type of hook that you like to. It normally works on pretty much any other hook. I just tend to go for the curved shank because it has that initial curve in it, so you don't have to put any kind of heat shrink tube in over the eye of the hook to give it that kick. It does it automatically. So what you're going to do is start whipping your turns once you know the length of your hair, all the way down. I do 9 turns down, and then I do 1 all the way up, so 10 overall. The one on the way up basically just holds the hair in place. Doesn't need to really be done, but I do it just to make sure that the hair doesn't actually move when obviously you're fishing, and if you catch, it can slip and move and twist. So just make sure it's all nice and tight and all in place and all nice and straight. And then what you can do is cut the tag end off on the actual top of the braid where you have it, if you have really thin silicone sleeves. If you don't and it slides through normally, then you normally can obviously just wet it and it sticks together like I've done here, and you can basically just slide it all the way through. The silicone sleeve is normally about 1 inch to 1.5 inches, depending on how long the hook link is. It just provides a kind of anti-tangle purpose. You can get anti-tangle sleeves which work exactly the same. I just find that silicone sleeving is a bit quicker and a bit easier to get over the swivels if you are changing the swivel size as well. So what we're going to do is make a loop again on the end once you've slid the silicone sleeve on. This will basically form the other side of the rig itself, so we can slide the hook link actually onto the quick change swivel, like so, and then just put it through the rig puller and just give it a nice pull. Just go careful when you're doing it. If it does slip, then obviously you don't want that hook going into your hands, so just pinch the hook so obviously it doesn't. And then slide the quick change swivel on through the loop, slide the silicone sleeve down. The tag end on the hook link itself, it doesn't normally need to be trimmed down. You can't normally see it once it's under the silicone, so it's not too bad. If you are using kind of a longer bit of silicone or a shorter and it does start poking out, then I'll just give it a trim just to make sure it's all nice and flush. As you can see, that's a very simple rig. Took no time whatsoever to tie up, and yeah, good luck.